Actually went like defending.
I think it's like
let's put this a bit closer. People deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. You could see I was creaming my face in that just before I was coming online. Now my face was looking a bit dry, and you know, it's got to look like a cocoa butter thing, chocolate darling and them things. But as usual, you know, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you guys are placed in this world. I hope you're all doing well and safe, people. Again, you know, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. You know, I hope I've looked after everyone's time zone. With it being, you know, Thursday, I hope you're all having a progressive week in terms of your goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, and aspirations. Added to that, can't do any of that without health. So I hope you've all got your health in all aspects of the word, people, and I hope everyone's safe. Please do me a favor, hit the like button, people. Obviously, check out the pin message because there's a bag of content. Appreciate everyone who was on the live stream with me earlier where we spoke about a couple of other Arsenal-related stuff, and everyone that's here now. 6:45, Arsenal versus Liverpool, an hour before kickoff. I'm going to be live. In between that, I believe I've got to go off and do something, but 3:30, we're playing Football Manager. I'm pretty sure we probably will start slightly earlier than that, but 3:30 minimum, we're going to play Football Manager again. So, yeah, man, content, and more content. Make sure you're following on Twitch and you're setting your reminders on the YouTube streams, man. You are the manager of Arsenal. Be with you. Bye. By God's grace, may Liverpool's attackers be as confused when they try and score as I am right now with that. I don't know for what you are saying, my guy, but yeah, man. Shout out to you regardless, my guy. Shout out to you, man. Anyways, away from all of that, what you saying, Naz? Big up yourself. Let's go. Another stream. Come on. As long as man truly want to play for this club, I'm good. Obviously, we've got our daily Deuceland, as we've been calling it, people. We all know it's ultimately going to end in heartbreak, but it is what it is. Hi, DG. Any good news on Dusan Vlahovic? Again, I wish I had any news. Again, I'm just going on the paper talk, people. You can't shoot the messenger. I don't have a clue. You know, every minute he don't want to sign for us. He wants to sign for us. Fiorentina want to sell. They don't want to sell. Arsenal moving away. We're moving closer. I don't know what to believe. What I want to see is the same aggression, the same level of rumors linking us to a central midfielder, personally. Morning pack, morning low profile 2-6. I hope you're doing well and safe. Man said, congrats on the winner last night, DG. The brace, what can I say, man? Multi-talented, YouTube in the day, footballer by night, man. What can I say, man? You know, I'm not leaving me alone with all of that. I hear it though, man. Boy, sorry, thanks. Just got an alert from YouTube. Why would YouTube be alerting me? Crazy one. Okay. Mario, big up yourself, my guy. Morning, right back at you. Man said 6 minutes late yesterday, 3 today, getting better. Hey, I always say, try and be better than you was yesterday. 3 minutes today, man. I was eating crackers and cheese, man. Come on. Come on. I'm late, man. I'm good for it, man. I'm like that guy in the workplace who's late, you know, but he's just too talented. You can't get rid of him. Like, you know, you can't. I do bits. They need me. You need me. I need you guys as well, man. Appreciate you, Maverick. Like he said, slap the button, the like button, that is, people. Straight out of Uganda. Big up the Africans locked in. Appreciate that, man. And shout out to the beautiful country of Uganda, man. Marcel, you're a good guy, but you're a pagan today, innit? You said, bless up, DG. Big game today. A trip to Wembley on the line, up the Reds. You know, obviously, we're going to get into it, but you lot are bookie, man. You know, you lot are doing them false positives in that. And again, the Athletic have come out with an article. We're going to get into it in a second, man. But yeah, shout out to you, Marcel. You know, appreciate that. Is that who, you know, I don't know, man. I remember when that was Whom Do You Serve? The manager thing. I don't know what that was, but shout out to him, man. Who's Hudson Aday? I don't know them guys, man. Who is Hudson Aday? I don't know him. He can't be a footballer. Saka don't know him. How'd you score 2 times for the Pagans and now you're sporting an Arsenal shirt? Have you no shame? I mean, Leicester were going to bottle it, man. That's my worry. Does he truly want to play for us? I mean, I know as Arsenal fans, we want, you know, it's like us or nothing, first love. I do think he knows about Arsenal. He's attracted to playing for Arsenal, but we're not necessarily the first choice. We could sell him a project, but if Real Madrid are onto you, you know what time it is. If Barcelona are onto you, you know what time it is. If Bayern Munich come calling for you in the summer, you know what time it is. If Juventus asks for you, come on, we've got to be real, man. You know, we've got to be real. And if I was him, you know, I would want to run down my contract, or I would want to go to the summer, because not that I'm a second choice option. Haaland and Mbappe, when them lot, everybody wants them. They can't sign for everybody, but once them man's future is sorted out, surely man are gonna be on to Vlahovic in June. You know, right now people might have other priorities and whatnot, but literally every team in Europe. You heard today that, or yesterday night/morning, better yet, according to your time zone. You know, if Lewandowski doesn't sign a new deal at Bayern Munich, they're keeping it moving. You know, they're selling him, so he could get slot in there. He has been linked with City before. Again, Cavani and Ronaldo are not going to be at United forever. Arsenal need a striker. You can Spurs, Kane, business. Everybody needs a forward, so everyone's going to throw their hat into the ring. You know, and I do think when it comes to Vlahovic, there's many stories. There's the invented stories by the media, like I said, and Mario, you understand as well, and everyone locked in. If we type in Vlahovic, as we've been doing every day, you know, one report is saying he's on it, next report is saying he's on it, next report is saying he's not. 1 minute Vlahovic wants to sign, his agents acting, then it's Fiorentina and Arsenal want to do this, Fiorentina don't want to sell him. You know, that's what makes me believe that we're closer to maybe doing this than I believe, but ultimately I don't think we're getting the guy. What I will say is, again, I just wish there was this same aggression in rumors in bringing in a midfielder. So it'll run down to the wire, man. What I do say is you get no brownie points for if January comes and it's done. I don't want to see a piece in The Athletic how, you know, Kroenke was leading the pursuit for Vlahovic. Edu did this and that. If you don't bring guys to the table, it's a myth, really. You don't get points for trying. You don't get brownie points for trying. You need to do this thing, really. So it is what it is where Vlahovic is concerned, man. But we're going to get into him in a sec. Let's start making some timestamps while we're here as well. Here we have Liverpool. False positives. Careful, you know. First thing I would say is Gary Nev, Jamie Carragher, where are you twats? Where are you lot? Because you're very vocal when it came to Arsenal. Where are you now that Liverpool are undoubtedly cheating? Clearly cheating. That's what we all knew, you know, really and truly. Let's start with that. And I don't know if Twitter's anything to believe, but I believe these investigators on Twitter. The first thing is this, people. You know, this will make sense in a second. But, you know, again, over the just by reading this segment, we're going to go over it. Over the last 10 days, The Athletic has been able to establish the following. Liverpool decided to send their players for precautionary PCR tests using a laboratory called Biograd after a round of negative lateral flow tests. Liverpool requested the postponement before knowing the results from this additional round of testing. Smells fishy, but will Jamie Carragher have the same energy or that prick Gary Neville? No, because it's not Arsenal, is it? And then you look at it, you know, Biograd, again, Arsenal could be some serious detectives, you know. Lindsay, Dalglish, Robertson. Lindsay, you know, Lindsay, Dalglish. In case you knew, boy, it just adds up, doesn't it? It just gets better and better. But would the media darlings, Liverpool, will any question be asked? No, because once you control the media, you control the narratives, and they're holier than thou. There's one rule for them and the next rule for others. I'm not saying Arsenal are squeaky clean in anything by any stretch of the imagination. We bloody came from South London and showed them pricks down the lane how to do this thing. But, boy, let's get into this article, boy. Liverpool, COVID-19 confusion, and the Arsenal match that didn't need to be called off. Boy, the narrative is different, not a peep. Not a peep when Burnley's game's getting postponed. Not a peep with Liverpool. But we all know Arsenal gives you engagement, you know, despite the fact that we've done nothing of note from a footballing perspective for many years. Boy, we know we drive engagement levels. Hit the like button if you haven't. Let's see what tosh has happened. Until Jurgen Klopp claimed after Liverpool's FA Cup victory over Shrewsbury Town on Sunday that his squad had registered a series of false positive COVID-19 results, it was believed the club's Carabao Cup semi-final first leg at Arsenal 3 days earlier had been postponed under normal circumstances. Really? You know, all of a sudden the next, you know, it was all fishy from the start, really and truly. You know, you look past it. Miraculously, the training ground's open again and they're ready for Shrewsbury Town. We're not squeaky clean, but boy, it is what it is where that's concerned. Let's see. Liverpool had suffered from a large outbreak of COVID-19, which had affected as many as 40 people on the playing and backroom staff, according to the EFL. The EFL, where you have Rick Parry, where, again, you know, another person that's an ex-Liverpool person. Really, just the corruption doesn't buy itself, does it? It's not even trying to hide it. You know, the organisation who sanctioned the postponement, none of the affected players were involved against Shrewsbury, and this led to Klopp claiming they were not eligible. His words were a surprise to many in football, not least the authorities who had not ruled the players ineligible for the fixture. Sources inside the club insist that Klopp had left them out for fitness reasons. By then, the tests in question had been discounted by football's authorities because of 3 other rounds of testing had not supported the positive results, which clinched the Arsenal postponement. There were not false positives as Klopp suggested, but a round of results discontinued because of the errors in the testing process. Over the last 10 days, once again, the Athletic has been able to establish the following. Liverpool decided to send their players for precautionary PCR tests using a laboratory called BioGrad. After a round of negative lateral flow tests, Liverpool requested the postponement before knowing the results from this additional round of testing. So you have to question Klopp's and Liverpool's integrity at this moment in time. Liverpool conducted this additional testing because they were fearful of a second outbreak at the club, but it went beyond what was needed to get the tie played. Positive results would then return for 13 players. When those error-prone tests, I don't know what that is, erroneous tests were discounted, neither the club or any other authorities in the process highlighted that development publicly. Klopp incorrect terminology triggered the EFL into thinking it might have to open an investigation. However, it was clear that Liverpool had no motive to get the game called off. Boy, some Liverpool players were unhappy and frustrated. They were unable to play in 2 games and were forced to isolate away from their families despite not having COVID. Different sources who are sympathetic towards Liverpool's predicament use similar terms when describing what happened that week, a mix of momental fuck up. A club like Liverpool, a world-class establishment, nothing is a fuck up. Nothing's a fuck up. It's all, Arsenal, every club. Nothing is a coincidence. It's happened specifically for a specific reason. A whole dose of bad luck and a mess of a PR strategy. Well, when you've got the media in your hands, you control the narrative. So I wouldn't say that. And for suspicious minds, at a time where there was a mood of paranoia around postponements, will inevitably lead to questions about the club's intentions ahead of the Arsenal fixture. The story sources at Liverpool begins in the away dressing room at Stamford Bridge. It was this space, which many Premier League clubs agree is very small, where Liverpool players got changed before their game with Chelsea on Sunday, the 2nd of Jan. In total, they spent around an hour in there preparing for the match, then at half-time before showering after the final whistle. Earlier that day, a staff member was found to be positive for COVID-19 using a lateral flow test. He had not been on site when Liverpool drew, obviously, with Chelsea, but had been part of the travelling party, coming into close proximity with the rest of the staff as well as the players. Liverpool travelled home, and then the players went their separate ways. The following day, one of the players who started against Chelsea took a lateral flow test and tested positive. Klopp was already in isolation after testing positive Jan 1st, and he missed the Chelsea game. Obviously, their assistant Pep stepped in, blah, blah, blah. And then obviously he got COVID. Can we stick to the relevant parts? Liverpool decided to make sure by testing their negative players once again, this time with PCR tests. A highly placed source at Liverpool claims it was the club's doctor, Jim Moxon, who decided the additional round of testing was required. Well, it's not going to be Klopp, is it? He's not a medical man. Like, what's going on? I mean, do we really need to insert sources at Liverpool? It's common sense. At this point, the semi-final first leg against Liverpool was 2 days against Arsenal, so it was 2 days away, and the squad was due to travel again to London. This meant sharing the same bus, plane, hotel space, and dressing room. They would be competing against Arsenal players, getting up close to them. The source claims the decision for extra testing was therefore in Arsenal's interest as well. The other Premier League clubs have used the independent testing laboratories because Prenetics, the company behind the Premier League's COVID testing program, take too long for their liking. Yeah, at no point was the additional round of testing required by authorities in order for the fixture to be fulfilled. Now, this is where I start to disagree. If you can never be too safe with testing, but we all know you can do big things. The round of negative lateral flow tests was sufficient for the Arsenal game to go ahead. Liverpool then acted out of an abundance of caution, but ultimately this caution caused the fixture to be postponed that could have been played. The Athletic has established separately that the Merseyside-based lab Liverpool contracted to provide this additional precautionary round of tests is called BioGrad. Neither the lab nor its CEO director, Natalie Kenny, has responded to multiple requests for comments because you're all in cahoots. I hope you all got paid. Liverpool had used the BioGrad lab during another suspected outbreak in December after obviously Villa visited Anfield. 5 days later, Liverpool were due to face Newcastle. Pardon me. And in the period between the games, Villa suspected an outbreak of their own and it was reported in the press. The morning after Gerrard managed... Where's that gone? What the hell? The morning after Gerrard managed the team at Anfield for the first time, one Villa player tested positive at the club's training ground, but by the end of that week, Villa had enough COVID cases to get their game against Burnley postponed just hours before kickoff. In a statement after Liverpool's game at Arsenal was postponed, the club suggested they did not want this to happen because of the disruption it would cause travelling fans. Before the match against against Newcastle, Liverpool were concerned that some of their players and staff may have picked up the virus from contact with people from Villa. Once again, Liverpool did not have to commission a round of testing with Biograd, but they did, and this led to the unavailability of 2 players for the game at Anfield the following Thursday, a game which, unlike Arsenal, the semi-final went ahead. Another player missed the same game time through separate testing, believed to have been taken by Prenetics. Biograd, however, had been chosen because of their capacity to turn results around a lot quicker than Prenetics, and Kenny Dalglish's daughter's going to do you a favor. While Prenetics take their samples to Milton Keynes by courier and the results can sometimes take up to 24 hours to come back, Biograd are much quicker, between 4 and 8 hours depending on the workload. It has been suggested Liverpool's decision to use the independent lab was taken on that occasion, not just because of their speed, but also because of worries related to welfare of staff. The outbreak of Villa had ripped through the club's training ground. You know, apparently Omarion is more contagious than any other of the variants, and Liverpool felt they could not afford to take the risk. Liverpool then knew about the effectiveness of Biograd testing when a fortnight later there were new concerns. This time Prenetics were on site at the training ground, but the results would not come through until as late as Wednesday afternoon or evening, possibly by the time the Liverpool squad had travelled to London. Rather than set Prenetics aside, Liverpool used Biograd to additionally test their players so that the squad could travel to London with peace of mind. However, that meant that Liverpool decided to apply for the postponement of their match against Arsenal before either set of results had been returned, and before the club knew whether or not there was a large outbreak of COVID-19 at the club, which there wasn't. A source close to the situation suggests the club requested the postponement as a precaution. Meanwhile, the club responded to questions about rumours suggesting training on Tuesday had been cancelled by saying that Kirby facility was in fact open, but the club had voluntarily shut the place down before they were told to. Again, it sounds a bit fishy. At this point, the club was in discussion with the Premier League and local public health officials. It was this Donny's view. Liverpool went above and beyond what was expected in this process. It looks like they're trying very hard to find a certain result, but fair play. Yet the club caution ultimately backfired because 13 players who were tested by Biograd came back positive. A source at Liverpool considered the development extraordinary. Extraordinary bullshit. But anyways, only then did Aston give the instruction to shut the training ground facility officially for 48 hours. Before obviously it opened. By the time the EFL announced Liverpool's game at Arsenal was postponed, they were aware that the round of results from Prenetics contradicted what had been found by Biograd. The local public health authority's advice, however, was that a negative test does not override a positive one. Although the EFL had suggested there has been as many as 40 cases at Liverpool, The Athletic understands that the number of matchday staff who also tested positive with Biograd is in the low double figures, and therefore the suspected number of cases related to Arsenal's fixture was closer to 25. So inflating the COVID cases, including staff with the players. But hey, fair enough. The game's the game, innit? But anyways, there's a lot of tosh in it, man. According to UK Health Security Agency, the rules are clear and the game, no matter what, had to be called off. The EFL therefore could not afford to become embroiled in an argument over scientific interpretation. But hey, scrolling all the way down, people. Upon the return of contradicting Prenetic results, however, Aston was given enough reasonable doubt to think something had gone wrong with the independent lab testing. But is it merely coincidental? If a third round of PCRs came back clean 48 hours later, it was his advice to allow the affected players back to training. There's a lot of waffle here, man. I can't lie, man. Almost all the communication between Liverpool and EFL had involved the club's secretary, Danny Stanway, formerly a player admin assistant with the EFL. So again, more people in cahoots with everybody, with the AFL more than a decade ago. A source at Liverpool says Stanway's information was shared in real time with his former employees via telephone and messages. Senior sources at the EFL support the claim. Of course they would. Although figures further down the food chain who were ultimately closer to the correspondence suggest the process was stressful and not quite straightforward. Until the postponement was announced, the EFL had responded to questions related to the uncertainty around the fixture by insisting it was going to go ahead as planned. Later, their reasoning related to the thresholds at the time of Liverpool's application. There are not enough players or indeed match day support staff testing positive before the test took place, and no one in a senior position expected the results from an independent lab to be aggressive. Once the results landed, irrespective of what Prenetics showed, it was relatively easy to conduct swift research and reach a decision. As we know, Klopp was in isolation, blah, blah, blah. Had the Arsenal game gone ahead, Peter Crumwelz would most likely have stepped into the breach left by Klopp and Pear. The German has obviously been part of the staff, la, la, la. Apparently by Saturday, a third round of thorough PCR testing after the initial Biograd and Prenetics had returned the second round of negative results. This confirmed suspicion something had gone wrong with testing, yet the club decided not to release this information. Sources say this would have been unfair on Crumwetz, who is not used to fielding questions about issues that are way above his head and command of language. Boy, sounds a bit booky to me. Meanwhile, some point over the weekend, the isolating players were clear for release and began to train again, but initially only in bubbles. This happened, say sources at Liverpool, not because of concerns around the spread of COVID-19, but because Klopp wanted extra conditional work done by players who hadn't trained in almost a week. Klopp then decided not to use those players despite their ability for the Shrewsbury game for this reason. Liverpool were fully aware their game at Arsenal had been postponed because of a round of testing that had gone unsupported by 3 other rounds of testing. The Biograd results had also been discontinued, but all of those developments remained private until Klopp spoke about players not being eligible because of false positives, obviously in the relation to the Shrewsbury game. Klopp's terminology was confusing and ultimately incorrect. The UK government defines false positive as valid PCR tests that give a positive result for a player not affected with COVID-19. The chances of a false positive PCR test are very small, and you can see the statistics here, people, between 0.8 and 4.3, meaning the odds of 13 simultaneous false positive outcomes are in fact very small. So, boy, is this a lab? You can't afford errors. Is this an accident or is it intentional? Boy, I don't know what to believe. Health experts with the application of testing believe Biograd overinterpreted their results through CT values, which measure what level of virus there is in any human body. It could also be possible that someone entering the data simply got the number wrong and suddenly Liverpool had a serious problem. I mean, these are jobs you can't really have margin for error unless they're done intentionally. Boy, initially, Liverpool refused to answer the Athletics questions. I mean, why would they? And what happened on testing, the EFL were adamant that Liverpool had not recorded false positives and believed in Biograd's testing program, one which they had been informed involved a lower threshold for a positive test. It remains the EFL's firm belief that they reached the correct decision and that Liverpool had done everything correctly. Yeah. Klopp's claims, however, led to complaints from other clubs, including Nottingham Forest. Wow, why is Forest snitching on them? Who, despite knocking Arsenal out of the FA Cup on the same day Liverpool beat Shrewsbury Town, felt the visiting team gained an unfair advantage in their preparations ahead of the trip to the City Ground. The uncertainty caused by Klopp's comments could have led to an investigation. Well, media darlings, no way. But the EFL decided within 12 hours that although the manager's claims were errors, the information being sent their way before the postponement decision was accurate. Internally, it has since been acknowledged that Klopp's use of the language was unfortunate. The Liverpool manager had made another error in his press conference. He described some of the players he had left out of Shrewsbury's victory as not eligible, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting tired of this, people. Yet sources at the club also think it should also be remembered he was speaking in his second language and that in his mind, the process that the players had been subjected to them not eligible for his plan. The same, it is argued, can be said for his false positive description. In a literal sense, the players tested positive. They then tested negative. Yet that is not a false positive. When you know all the tests you're talking about were eventually disregarded because of the fault lines and mathematics improbability. From there, it is accepted internally that the club carried out a shambolic PR strategy led by the head of press, Matt McCann, who spent the summer of 2020 living with Klopp in a Liverpool apartment while the manager's wife spent time in Germany. Okay, fair enough. Bit too much info. McCann, it said, has taken some responsibility for Liverpool allowing the story to get away from him. So it's just bare fool guys. These labs are the fool guys. Matt McCann's the fool guy. Klopp is taking a bit of it. I respect it, Liverpool. They're doing the dirty, man. I mean, how many times are they going to say source in this article? Although one Liverpool source close to what happened admits the club, in conjunction with the EFL, definitely in conjunction with the EFL, could have been transparent about the subsequent test findings by releasing a statement, as the club had done on every other COVID-related development since the start of the pandemic, as far as we know. It's fair to suggest at least one person involved in such a decision would have appreciated the optics if it had become obvious the game was postponed because of a round of highly unusually test results that were later discontinued. Inside Liverpool, there is recognition that Klopp does not like his authority challenged. Lol. And the media seem to play to that. The club acknowledges his comments should have been explained when skepticism and confusion surfaced, but the reason was he was not asked about his claims despite the potential significance of them in such a press conference. The episode was viewed internally as a poorly handled communications error, which has let down medical staff and failed to protect the club's manager in the aftermath of his own comments. When Klopp was asked to clarify what he meant by false positives, again, he hasn't gone on it. And still, the club do not seek to highlight the matter either inside or outside its own terms. To a larger extent, the almost forgotten party in the story are the players who are not allowed to play in 2 matches they should have been available for and in turn had to spend time away from their families. Understandably, some of them were not happy about any of this, especially those who have been struggling for minutes on the pitch. A club source who admits there had been cases also suggests that deep down, any frustration among the players would have been washed away by experiences they've had as professional footballers over the last 2 years, especially those who have been at Liverpool throughout that time, a club that started testing its players before it became mandatory. Wow. Klopp, the club source says, had reason to speak to them upon their return, but no reason to apologise, despite others suggesting he had. There's an obvious reason why Klopp decided to mention false positives, even if his terminology was wrong, and that could be because he wants to show the affected players he's on their side. His word, says a club source, were not planned. I don't really give a fuck about what Klopp has said, man. This is a lot of jargon. There's no need for it to be this long. Can they just stick to what actually we need to know? We know Klopp, and any decent human being is going to take health seriously, Again, this just, Simon Hughes is just, he's making sure that he tries to tell some truth without damaging probably his contacts inside the club. And he seems to just spend half of this article brown-nosing Klopp and just quite frankly sucking arse. But that's that in relation to that, man. That's Liverpool's piece, people. And I think even with that deserves its own timestamp. I'm happy you got that out of the way. What a mouthful that was, really. That was brazy, people. So what was that? 27 Liverpool false positives reaction. And obviously we play Liverpool today, people. As I said, make sure you've set your reminders and all of those sort of things, people, so you don't miss out on any content. Let me make sure I've dropped the link in there for you. Shout to everyone who's hit the like button on that already. We're going to get into Vlahovic and all of that tosh in a second, people. But yeah, let me see what you lot are saying, because that was quite a mouthful, really and truly. Let me see what you lot say. Let me scroll the way down. Let me scroll all the way down. Looks like the rules will be getting tweaked this weekend, I assume, to help fixture congestion. Probably it needs to, man. It needs to, man. It needs to. I can't lie. This news has made this game tonight a whole lot more juicy. I'm actually buzzing to be at the Emirates tonight. Shout out to everyone who's there. Big club fraudulent antics, to be honest. Pagans, get the job done and leave this fraudulence behind. I hear it. This is deep. Boy. And they're changing up the rules. Appreciate the super chat, my guy. We spoke about that earlier today. Go and check out my other thing. We spoke about these betting things. Kind of done with this false positive thingy, trust. It's brazy, man. It's absolutely brazy. So yeah, man. Anyways, away from all of that, let's get into the transfer stuff now, people. Have we set the timer? Yeah, we have. Timestamps. Yeah, we have. Where should we start? Let's start with our daily Dusan Vlahovic. Oh man, where are we at now with you, mate? Where are we at now? Here we go again. Let's go. Now you can just check several of my videos in it. I don't know where we're at truthfully, but as we can see here, Torreira pushes Vlahovic away in January, the last ones. Fiorentina wants to sell Vlahovic in January, according to the latest market news after the arrival of Piontek. The Tuscan club would have a very clear idea of selling the Serbian at the best possible price. To sell Vlahovic, the key is Torreira. Fiorentina sells Dusan Vlahovic after no to the renewal of a contract 18 months after the expiry of an agreement with Fiorentina. The president, Rocco Commisso, would have decided to sell Dusan Vlahovic while the championship, obviously the season, is in progress. To do this, however, you need two things: a buyer willing to pay the players 70 million euros and the willingness of a tip to accept the new project. In the front line to take Vlahovic during the January transfer market, there would be Arsenal, from which the Tuscan club must redeem to Lucas Torreira. Torreira is worth 15 million. Therefore, a discount on Vlahovic's price could be obtained by Arsenal in the event of a sale of the Serbian. Torreira, in fact, has taken Fiorentina on his shoulders in recent months, filling an important gap in the middle of the field. Between Arsenal and Comicio's club, there is an agreement for the loan until June with the right of redemption of 50 million. For this reason, Fiorentina would like to keep him, hopes to sell Vlahovic to the Gunners. For this reason, Fiorentina itself would be pushing Arsenal to really come forward for Vlahovic in January. The Tuscan club hopes the Gunners will put on the table a reasonable offer for the Serbian, which at that point could also contain Torreira's ransom. The road is not easy to follow, since Vlahovic and his entourage have clearly made it clear to the club they do not want to accept offers during the current championship, and perhaps not even at the end of the year when they expire. But there's hopes, I guess. So that's that. If we flick over to here, people, Arsenal to offer Dusan Vlahovic 16 million a year as Gunners plot 58 million pound bid, really. So yeah, man, they're desperate to do that. As you can see, it looks like the Gunners are now ready to make their move, as the Express are citing reports from whoever this is, claims Arsenal are ready to submit an offer. So we already know that, people. I'm sure we already know the whole story now in relation to my man. What's this? We already know everything in relation to Vlahovic, people. We know there's a willingness to do offers. There's all of these sort of things, man. It's crazy. Let's see what other things are saying. Let me just type in Vlahovic's name and see what else have we got. What else are we seeing here? Well, there's this one. Let's see what this is saying. Arsenal, sorry folks, allow me, man. Arsenal have already passed hurdles on routes to Dusan Vlahovic and offered transfer deals. Scrolling all the way down. I don't want to hear no one's personal opinion. I want to see exactly what's been said. No, this is someone's personal opinion, people. So that's that where Vlahovic is concerned. If we go and look at Jonathan David, a list of top European clubs looking to secure Jonathan David's signature continues to grow, with the biggest clubs in England and Spain lining up to persuade the 21-year-old Canadian striker. Hit the like button. Amid interest from Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Real Madrid, TSN has learned Barcelona, Chelsea, and Tottenham have all made inquiries about his immediate future. He's currently in the second year of a 5-year deal with Lille, and they're looking to move. They're looking to move away in the summer, and we all know the agent has talked up a move. So that's that with Jonathan David. What else is here? Arsenal are linked, if you play Football Manager, with Atletico Mineiro Savio, who would have to wait till he's 18 allegedly. Arsenal are interested in signing Atletico Mineiro's winger Slavio, according to the Brazilian media, along with Red Bull Bergamento have begun to move behind the scenes in the past few days to get the transfer done. Apparently, it was the Brazilian side who moved first with a 5 million euros, I suppose, offer of $5 million, which is considered too little. While waiting for a new attempt, apparently Arsenal have interest. So maybe we're being used as a result to drive up the price. But he looks like a decent 17-year-old typical Brazilian winger. I don't think that's someone that's going to impact us immediately. But yeah, man. What's this? This is Arthur Melo. On Wednesday, we covered claims by Gianluca Di Marzio that Arthur's agent was spotted at Arsenal's training ground as the North London club continued to insist on signing the Juventus player in the winter market. Big up, you lot, hit the like button. Apparently, it's also backed up by other claims. Apparently, it's claimed the agent is working to match the needs of the Gunners with that of the Serie A leaders. If the 25-year-old were to leave this month, then the Turin club must bring in a replacement for him. Over at Sky Italia, they also report about the agent meeting with the Premier League side in the English capital. Mikel Arteta's side are interested in taking the Brazilian on a dry loan until the end of the season. However, Juventus do not seem inclined to accept that as of now. Arsenal insist on the former Barcelona man, and they've obviously met with his agent. If they decide to change the formula and include an obligation to buy linked to certain conditions, then Juventus could be more convinced. If Arthur were to leave, the Italian side must give a new midfielder to Allegri. Should they allow him to leave on a dry loan, he will return to the club next summer. At that point, Juventus will have the Brazilian and his replacement purchased in Jan. Juventus's idea is to trim the squad, and you've heard they want to bring back Roviela or go for Zakaria now. The idea is to trim the squad, and letting Arthur join on a dry loan will leave them with an overcrowded midfield, which I don't mind. You've seen other reports that say we're actually open to giving them what they want in relation to a loan with an obligation or taking him for 18 months. Arsenal hold further after Melo talks as Gunners look to find Juventus solution over loan deal. Arsenal have held further talks with Arthur Melo's agent as they bid to tie up a move for the Juventus man. We've identified the Brazilian as the midfielder we want to sign this month. As stated, Juventus are not willing to sanction stuff. Further talks took place yesterday and possible solutions such as an 18-month loan have been discussed. Juventus once again are reluctant to let Arthur leave at the moment as they have so far been unable to bring a replacement in. Arthur, however, is keen to make the move to North London, if only on loan, and Arsenal are working hard to get the deal over the line. And we'll get into Mikel Arteta's press conference soon, but he said the team are working extremely hard to get the players that we want, and we have no new news to give you. We have a plan to try to bring players in and to try to get the players we want with the right qualities and to improve the squad in the best possible way in every single transfer window. So I really hope you're right in that regards. Really, I do hope you're right. We spoke about it on the last stream, but Eddie Nketiah has been linked with Aston Villa as well, people. Whether he'll make that move, I don't know. I personally believe Eddie Nketiah wants to run down his deal personally and has no plans to leave in January. I want to be wrong. But yeah, man, we might as well just give them what they want, man. Just commit to taking it for 18 months. We'll put a buy option because it helps us really. But, in terms of the transfer news, that actually is quite a slow day, people. What are you lot saying in relation to that? Let me make a timestamp. Oh, sorry, folks. Before I read what you guys are saying, get your opinions in, people. It doesn't have to be related to transfers. It could be anything, man. You lot make this platform what it is, and it's appreciative to be here each and every time with you guys. As I keep saying, I'm not just saying that for free. There is 600 odd of you locked in. There is only 182 likes, so there is unexpected high bills due for everyone not supporting the movement, people. If Vlahovic wants 300k a week, give him 310. His agents want 10 mil, give them 11. Just get it done, whatever it takes. I don't think that's the way of doing business, but I hear it. Barcelona, Arsenal, Man City, Tottenham, and Atletico Madrid are all also determined to land in. They've been scouting the 21-year-old and will do battle with Juventus for his signature in the summer. Boy, this Vlahovic deal has that Benzema transfer energy. I hear it. What else am I missing? Big up the people them on the college breaks. The problem isn't Fiorentina selling him in, it's him wanting to come. I'd say it's his agents, really. But it's a bit of everything. We don't know what's going on. Big up DG and the nation once again. So what we saying, Vlahovic is en route to the carpet. I wouldn't say he's en route to the carpet, but we don't know, man. It's really important that we sign both a midfielder and a striker in January. We cannot get top four with a strike force of Eddie and Laka. Aubameyang is done out, in my opinion, and we should get rid. Congratulations on 44k, DG. Appreciate that, man. Everyone who's hit the like and subscribe buttons and done what they can to boost engagements. I appreciate that. One day we'll get to 50. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate all you lot supporting, all your engagement and stuff, man. The numbers are slowly creeping up. How much for Ousmane Dembele, DG? It's looking like he's going for free, isn't it? Really, again, Barcelona are trying the strong arm tactics on him, so we'll have to see. I don't know what happened to Leicester yesterday. They bottled. PR hype, it's getting done, milking for engagements. Trust, man. I don't think we're bringing him to the carpet, man. We should sign Vlahovic. I'm going to buy bare shirts in as many varieties on offer. Fair play. Man said David's next gen Eddie. Harsh. Vlahovic, Arthur, and Telemans is more than enough for Arsenal in this transfer window. Aubameyang and Pepe out. Man said Pepper. Basuma and Guimaraes, El Nene and Xhaka. I think you're asking a lot. I think 2 of the 3 is doable. I don't think Telemans is doable in January. Credit where due. I mean, Vlahovic doesn't look likely for us in January. How much are they going to ask for Telemans? How much is... Well, we've seen how much Vlahovic is. Arthur is attainable. I don't think we can do that all. Man said, I'm sorry, guys, but you're smoking budge if you think we're getting Vlahovic now. Why do Arsenal just throw all our eggs in one basket? Instead of having the 3 transfers on go, we just focus on one and don't even get it done. Without knowing what we're actually doing, I don't know. But, as great as Vlahovic is, he's not the only striker in the world, so you need backup options, man. What else have we got? Bro, what will be your starting 11 for tonight? If everybody's fit or the projected players that are fit, we're a bit short in midfield, but I would say Well, the back five picks itself. You know the usual suspects. The two fullbacks in Tomiyasu and Tierney, Gabriel, Ben White, Ramsdale in goal. I'd go Lokonga, Odegaard, Smith Rowe in the middle, Saka, Martinelli on the flanks, and Lacazette through the middle. That would be me. Play Martinelli as a striker and sign Duslan. Forget Vlahovic. He don't want Arsenal. I hear that. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Ooh, I hear it. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is not good enough. We need a world-class striker. I don't think we're going to land a world-class striker. React to Vlahovic's highlights. What do you mean? I mean, it's nice to see Partey's back, but he's not going to play today, is he? It's nice to see he's back for Burnley, but that might mean, we're not going to sign a midfielder now. Do you think Chelsea is part of the top 4 race? Yeah, I think everything but second place is up for grabs, and mathematically is Buki at this moment in time. Score prediction tonight, DG. My heart, 1-0 Arsenal. My brain is saying 2-1 Liverpool. I want to be wrong. Big up, DG. All over Twitter, people saying do some medical soon, typical Twitter stuff or some truth in it, DG. Bro, until I see Sky Sports, until I see yellow bars, until I see some progress, I don't know. I don't know what to believe. Because for all this talk, we don't know if a bid's absolutely been placed. We don't know anything. Top 4 predictions, I don't know. All I know is I think City are going to be there. And I'd say City and Liverpool are there. The other places are up for grabs. DG Nation getting bigger every day. Come on. We're grinding, man. I can't lie. I'm not for the fees. They're gonna ask for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I'm not on it either. Really and truly, I'm really not down for the cause for them ones there. Vlahovic just doesn't rate us. It's a shame we gave up on Isak. I think he'd really like to come and do really well. Well, you hear he wants Barcelona, my guy. And to be fair to you, do I feel right in suggesting you pay Isak's release clause? I mean, in hindsight, he might go on and develop, but at this moment in time, I'll be lying to you, Sam, and I don't want to lie to you if I say I think he's worth that 90 million right up front. We can't let desperation make us do nonsense. What do you think about the new kit release? It's a horrible kit, but someone's telling me to buy it. I'll be real. Looks like the Piccadilly line. I hope we leave ourselves enough time to get an alternative if any deal falls through. And that's the one for me, man. How about Wilshere? I mean, it's going backwards, isn't it, mate? You know, it's going backwards. But for me, you know, it should be. I don't understand how, for me, anyways, Darwin Nunez isn't getting thrown in because, again, we must have done our scouting, but he just seemed, respectfully to Benfica, he seems attainable. I know he went to Almeria, he didn't really do much or whatever it is, but he, you know, I like him. I think he can play with his back to goal. I think he can score goals. He's only 22. You know, we must have scouted him. Respectfully, Benfica, they're a selling club. They know there's things to be done. You see Ruben Diaz, Di Maria, you know, all of, you know, even Lindelof, half these players, you know, they're on selling mid-season and things is debatable and whatnot. But I can't understand. I like, maybe it's the South American bias, but I really like Darwin Nunez. He is contracted until 2025. It is going to cost a pretty penny. I'm trying to look at his statistics so far. In the champs, he's got 6 appearances, 3 goals. You know, in general, he's got 19 goals this season, man. People need to respect my guy Darwin Nunez, man. 14 in the league in 15 games, 3 in the Champions League and 1 in the Allianz Cup. You know, for Almeria, as much as I say he didn't set the world alight, 16 goals in 32 for Benfica, 68 appearances, 33 goals and 14 assists. In the top division over there to be fair to you, I think he's only got 20 top division goals in Portugal to his name. 20 goals and 12 assists in 44. For me, it's a Darwin Nunez thing, man. I'll be real, man. I think it should be a Darwin Nunez thing. Again, him and Karim Adeyemi, throw the bag at them, man. Why everyone's messing around, man? Just quickly do that, man. Darwin Nunez should be given a chance, man. Again, I think he presses well as well, and he's got decent general play and he scores goals. I mean, we're bound to have scouted him, and maybe he's someone we're not looking at. But it just, if we're one, you know, again, without knowing everything, if we're going this aggressively for Vlahovic, there must be some legs to it. But ultimately, we know as an Arsenal fan, we're linked with beer strikers. You know, there was Vlahovic, there was Jonathan David, there's Isak, there's all these guys. Darwin Nunez was even linked with us, even though the links have gone. Even Shamaka now. These links kind of go away and it becomes just Vlahovic is the only striker in the world. Then we start hearing, we scouted him when he was at Partizan. We want to do this. You know, we know what favorite chocolate he likes. We know his advisors. We saw it with Buendia. We saw it with Shabozlai. We see it all the time. you know, and then ultimately it ends up with not getting it. And as I said, first things first, I want a midfielder minimum, and I don't want we tried. I don't want fancy articles coming out in the Athletic how we tried, how Stan Kroenke was the driving force and just to get this man, Edu did this. I don't care about PR. Get the man or not. You know, you don't get points for playing well if you lose. You don't get points for trying for players if you don't bring them in, you know, and just have backup targets really and truly. But boy, we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. Really wonder what's giving us the encouragement to sign Vlahovic. Every day we hear the same thing. Charles, Daily Doosan. You seen Romano's tweet? What's Fabrizio Romano said? Big him up, man, because over there on Twitch, he bust, man. Dreamland. Sorry, folks. Look at me. I'm thinking about Solka and Fete and all of them thing there, man. Sorry, let's get Solka thing. But hey, what was we talking about? Fabrizio Romano. Sorry, folks. Let's stay on task, man. Let's see what Fabrizio Romano has tweeted. Right, but it's looking peak for Dembele. He said it's over. It's clear that Dembele does not want to. This is what the director of Barca does not want to continue with Barcelona. Doesn't want to be part of our project. We told Dembele he has to leave immediately. We expect Osman to be sold before January the 31st. Boy, all right, fair play. I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with Arsenal. I mean, Conte on Vlahovic said, you know, I don't like to speak about players of other clubs. Also, if other clubs are interested in signing these players, I'm only thinking about resolving Tottenham's problems. What else was he going to say? You know, Romano said 12 hours ago in relation to Arthur Melo, after meeting between his agent and Arsenal today, Juventus asked for 18 months plus buy option to let him leave. Arsenal have only offered a straight loan until the end of the season. Player keen on move, nothing agreed. Boy. Arthur Melo talks continue between Arsenal and Juventus. His agent was in London and met with Edu. Arsenal are pushing because Arteta wants him. Loan proposal on the table, but Juventus asks for a different formula. Boy. There's that really. That's that really. I thought there was going to be some crazy Arsenal news, man. You gassed me a bit about Romano's tweet. Come on, let's get the likes up. Shout to see. As much as I hate to say it, I'd rather get Diego Costa than waste too much resources on Vlahovic. Nah, Joe. Nah, G, you're on your own, because at least you could sell Vlahovic. No one's buying a pensioner in the footballing sense. I can't back that one. Listen, it doesn't just have to be Arsenal. We're fans of the game first. I don't, big up to the fans that support my club. But if you're a fan of another team, we're fans of the game first. This ain't no tribal bullshit. DG, it seems, as Wenger said, players are looking at running down the contracts as a viable option to make themselves a more attractive buy plus up in wages and sell on fee. I'm with you, Vlahovic ain't going nowhere. Yeah, it is that. You're seeing duds like Eddie and Nketiah do that. Lacazette's doing that. Everyone at all levels is doing it. There is, sorry, Alex, your question ain't coming up. Your statement. There's actually 0 strikers who are actually worth the money teams are asking for. How are Brentford asking 50 M's for Ivan Toney? Trust bugging out. Because that was the article, mate. Like, don't shoot the messenger. So you think Dominic Calvert-Lewin is overrated? Nah, just not my cup of tea, man. I'll take him, but just not my cup of tea. I'm forcing it. Should we extend Chambers' contract? Nope. And make him Tomiyasu's backup? Sell him, man. Let him stay to the end of the season. Shot that, man. Or if you can get an offer. Jackson Martinez, you're moving mad. Diego Costa, I mean, it's about 10 years too late, man. A few years ago, yeah, but that's dead, man. Blessing to you, DG. This is a very dedicated job you do on a daily. Thank you. No, thank you, lot. Without you, lot, there would be problems. Don't compare Darwin with Vlahovic. Did you listen? I said if we can't get Vlahovic, we might as well go for Darwin Nunez. Pedro, open your ears, man. Clean them. You've got 2 ears, 1 mouth. Use the ratio in a positive way, as God said. If not, boy, fools speak, wise people listen. Anyways, do all these people on Twitter and such actually have proof of anything they say, or is it just a clout chase? It's boring trying to separate real from fake. Ain't no one got time for that. Trust me, this is why, if anything, I just like to talk about these rumors with you. Whether they go anywhere with you guys, whether they go anywhere is a different thing. Man said, DG, you've probably heard this before, but you look like a more handsome Bertrand, my guy. Appreciate that, man. Aye, man, you lot killed me with some of these comments, man. That threw me off still. Shout out to you, man. What can I say? Shout out to mum and dad for having a beautiful child. What can I say? Chocolate darling and that. See when the haircut's back, and I think I'm eating too much sweets because I'm getting bare spots. But you see when I'm back, even now, you get me. I'm there right now. I'm like Lacazette right now in form. The goal scoring ain't there, but when I'm back, prime Aubameyang. 666. That's a big amount of people to be in here. What's going on with Spence from Forest? We need backup. We do, but he literally isn't eligible to play for us or Tottenham or anyone he signs for until next season because he's played for Forest and Nottingham. Big up DG. Just jumped on Arsenal's direct site to cop the new London Underground merch. I'm probably going to end up buying it, but it looks meaty, man. Martinelli's great, but if you're calling Adeyemi that and bearing in mind he's German, you have no clue what you're talking about. Fair enough, though, man. I'm not telling you what to think, just to think. Big up DJ. If we don't get Arthur, it's on there. If we don't get Arthur and there's no backups, I don't want to hear Partey coming back is like a new signing. Shout out Uncle Partey, we need him. But boy, our midfield options are meaty, even with everybody fit. Man said Kolasinac and Marie out. We can be gassed for that at least. True. I don't care who takes the applause. Get what we need and get it done. Amen. Bare Serbian flags. Go and bring the Serbian to the carpet, man, and we'll all be flagging it. Tony's good, but we're moving. Man are moving mad if they're saying he's worth 50 mil. Definitely where I don't see 20 league goals there. Yeah, definitely not getting Vlahovic. He's clearly not interested. Like you say, move on. There's plenty of other players out there. Try your best to bring, man, but if you can't do this thing, don't do this thing, innit? It is what it is. To be honest, dark arts and that. DGD, think Tyrese John Jules will be going back on loan. Watch this space. I'd be surprised if by Monday if there's not a development in his career, in his short-term career. DG been getting heavy hate lately. Nah, you call that hate? Come on. Big up Warren. Good morning and big up DG. I want to understand the hype some people have for Orfa. I don't know who Orfa Melo is, but Alpha Melo's mess. Some say he's trash, some say it's quality. These reports have me in two minds. Smash the likes, people. I mean, defensively he's shaky, but Brazilian bias, so I'm going to rate his thing already. I think he's good in position. I think he's got everything I want. He can carry a ball, kind of press resistant. Him and Xhaka in midfield together, it'll be quite scary defensively at times, but yeah. We should get Gianluca Scamacca, physical, fast, and with hold-up play, but we have issues getting Italian players. He should be a player that's we're looking at. The Bergerac looking like stocks rising after yesterday. Fucking hell, man. I need some. You know what? I might have to, YouTube doesn't pay that much or Twitch. I might have to be a stunt double, man. I should have been at Leicester jumping in the crowd, man. Spurs. I could have been calm around the ops. Do you think Miguel Aziz could start today? I mean, starting him today would be very naive. It's throwing him into the lines. Then he could be on the bench, but I don't know if he's packed in his own loan move. I mean, the new thing we dropped is poor in it. I was this close to buying it on the last stream, but probably gonna end up buying the shirt. I mean, yeah, man. People on Twitter just say things as predictions. Then if it somehow becomes true, they get clout off it. DG, will you open a Discord group? We need one. And where's Tino? Tino's meant to be patterning that, but yeah, that's on the way, man. It makes sense. End of an era, man. I would say Mustafi, Kolasinac, and there was definitely one more. Mesut Ozil, that's the end of an era. I was looking at one of their pictures yesterday, thinking, bro, brazy one. You think you're smart, innit? This is why bro, you'll never catch me slipping, bro. Like, you think I'm going to say players' names without typing them in on Google? Big brother, you tried it, man. Bro, I'm never going to report that. Shout out to my Turkish fans out there, but that is a Mazar out there. That's a Mazar of a name. What I would say, I think it translates as fuckface. That's a terrible way to come in and describe your mum, man. Patting yourself, man. Good try, though, man. Can't catch me sleep, man. Can't catch me sleep. Big up DG. I've tested positive for COVID, but what really is making me feel worse is the Spuds PL results under Conte. You can't run away from performances. The performances will match the results soon, man, with Spurs. But at the end of the day, it's business end. Who will be out in Jan Lack or Eddie Nketiah? Unpopular opinion, I don't think either's going to leave, and I think we should be trying to shot Eddie Nketiah. A man said, in the past 2 days, we have seen the birth of the Ludy Gunner and Formelo Trust. Don't forget, certain man tried to, remember in the last stream, man said DJ, and then man said D and a T. Obviously, on the best of days, my name is not that. Therefore, with regards to what them man are carrying on with. Biggest compliment, Arthur is a Wenger player. I'd say that as well. Likes to play a lot. Appreciate you lot, man. Yeah, I've gone over the Savio thing. Who would be your preferred choice in centre mid? Guimaraes, Aouar. I'm still on the Aouar hype. I would like Arthur Melo, really. I would like, it's a different profile. I would like us to have a look at KONE over there at Gladbach. I think he's a good player. But there's a couple still. I would have said Kakare a few years ago. I mean, no, Kakare is definitely one. What's the other one, man? What's the other French lad's name? What's his name, man? Oh, it begins with a C as well. What's his name? People went Bayern Munich from like Marseille or something, or he went Marseille from Bayern Munich. Oh, fuck's sake. Cousins, that's it. I would have said him a few years ago, but I mean, he ain't been moving too wavy. DG, how come you love Brazilian players so much, bro? Keep up the good work. Because they're wavy. I'll still support Brazil, boy. 02 World Cup. I'm not snaking it. None of you, when Brazil returns to being the best in the world, no one come back. You lot stay there with France, all them other things, bro. It's Brazil thing. Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Lima. You get it? All the guys, man. Rivaldo, Romario. Come on, man. How can you, bro? Once I hear Brazilian, I'm like, yeah, okay. Don't, no more Williams, though, please. I would love the ball, but our chest is high, man. DG Nation is global. Not many can say that, bro. Terry, it's a pleasure to you lot. It's, you know, I can't take clout for that. I appreciate you lot being tuned in. End of a ish era. Bro, my man tried to catch me sleep, blood. Tried to catch me, bro. My man tried to catch me sleep. It's like when they, do you know what? I think I've been caught once when they said not because of the player. It's like I said it loud, or was it Urinator? It was one of them. And then made me think, brother, if I don't understand your name, if I don't know the player, it's getting Googled. And the thing about me, I don't lie. If that was genuinely a player, then there'd be question marks. But this is why man have to do research. Imagine I came here capping like, oh yeah, that Turkish translation for fuckface means, oh, he's a good player, this and that. I'm sure my man's there with his dick out. Oh, deluded, got baited him. Oh, I'm coming in my hands because I can't get galley. Like, this is how the man do, man. This is how the man do. But you got to wake up, man. Joe Blogs is my government. Big up you lot, man. Come on, exactly. Brazil was wavy, man. Easy. Guys, chill with the spamming, man. I think we need a solid backup defender. Trust. Hopefully Saliba can be that or fight people and whatnot. The only people who can catch DG lacking are the Arsenal marketing team. Trust, man. They'll buy anything they put out there, man. Well, I respect it, man. I respect it. Good morning from LA. I wish I could swap places with you. LA is probably lit, man. I might have to start sending letters to companies out there because the UK don't fuck with my thing. It's just it's a gated community filled with twats. Who you think is better, Bruno Guimaraes or I prefer prime Spain to prime Brazil? Like, fam. Shout out the Spanish man, like, fam. 02 Brazil's wiping the floor with them Spanish brothers. I'm sorry, wiping the floor. Sorry. You think you can? Like, fam. Man said LA's whack. Bro, I'm over here in 4th Street, boy. 4th Street, Edmonton. So LA sounds lit, man. Like, what do you mean? Like, what am I just selling the dream? I need to swap with you, bro. Melbourne, nah. I always see videos in Australia of bears and crocodiles coming in yards. I'm not on that, man. Shout out to you lot, man. Who do you think is better, Bruno Fernandes or Guimaraes? Guimaraes is more my sort of midfielder, if I'm honest with you. They're two different sorts. I like Bruno Fernandes a lot, but I just think if he could be a little less wasteful, I know his game's based on high risk and all of that, but if he could be a little less wasteful, he'd be an incredible player. We don't have bears in Australia, so yeah, that's why you shouldn't look at Twitter, innit? You got crocodiles, though, and snakes and that. Prime Brazil was different class. You get it. Like, come on, man. It's not Canada looks lit. Never been, but it looks lit. Miami, let's pattern that. All right, cool. Miami, come on. I want to talk to you tough, but come on, I'll lose myself. I'll go around with the UK accent. I'll probably do bits. Yeah, excuse me. Where's the toilet? I'll start acting so posh, man. Oh my God. Excuse me, where's the toilet? Do you know where I can buy any chips? Like, I'll be using my accent into the way you know, I was about to catch myself. Alright, let's stop, man, because I'm gonna get messages. You think you're funny? My friend's been in Las Vegas, but listen, the private stories were bracy. Like, I can't even talk too much. Right, you found your passport on South Beach? No. I ain't gonna get that lost. That's my ticket home. Like, to get it. Once I see the backs, I'm gone. I can't lie, I'm gone. Like, just use your local tongue. Boy, I'm just trying to make sure they hear that I'm not from here. Excuse me, from England, not from around here. Come on, foreign, please. Where are you lot? All of you lot, trek to me, please. Where's King of Diamonds? Oh, that's in Atlanta, isn't it? Let's stop, man. Big up you lot, man. You lot kill me, man. I know I'm trying to have snowstorms in Canada, though. I can't lie. Respect Canada. I big up Canada, but you can't go from LA, Miami, man. I'm talking about snowstorms and that, man. I can't deal with the cold over here in England, man. DG, wasn't able to catch your stream in a long time because I got a new job, but now I'm in quarantine for a week. First things first, shout out to you for getting your job. That's what we're about on this channel. Shout out to everyone who's, you know, moving closer to, you know, just bettering their life, man. Big up yourself for that one. You know, thoughts are with you with quarantine. Hope your health is on the mend. Unpopular opinion, Daddy Alva's better than Micon. DG, blessing, bruv. I don't get enough time to catch you live. So happy I did this morning. I appreciate that, Brian, man. I appreciate that. And the beautiful thing about YouTube, you lot can catch it in your own time. Without you lot, again, it's a pleasure to be here day in, day out. And you lot think I'm just saying that because it's the right thing. Genuinely, it's a pleasure. Like, who wants to sign in and talk live every day if you're doing bullshit? So I appreciate that. Big up, DG. I rate the way you moved with the, I don't want to say that man's initials, but DT situation. All these other content creators dragging, man, you just kept it G and mind your business, bro. Because respectfully, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not defending him. I do think certain individuals, they revel in controversy, and don't get twisted. My man deserves all the heat, all the talking. I'm not. Is that in it? But I just feel a lot of people revel in controversy, and a lot of people don't. It's not that they don't care. It's just they want the engagements of DT online, and I think it's a bit weird, really, and it makes me look at a lot of these content creators funny because he deserves the book, but some of you will do this over less things, but he deserves everything he's getting. And again, the most important person, unfortunately, because of what's happened, is the victim in that. But yeah, you think we should bring back Guendouzi? I mean, if I could, but we just have to let it go, man. You just have to let it go, bro. Just have to kiss that one day goodbye, man. Really. Reckon it's us that match Diego Carlos bid. We need to replace Marie and Siad, bigger than Newcastle, so only to match thoughts. I would say no. I mean, he's probably a bit too aggressive for me in the Prem. He's a decent one, but myth. Any news on Telemans apart from his agent talking at London Coley about a summer move? Nah, and maybe based on yesterday, maybe Arsenal, you know, have left his agent's message on red or whatever, or blue or whatever WhatsApp is. How come we ain't going for Basuma from Brighton? I don't know, bro. I don't know. To be fair to you, to be brutally honest to you, I'm sure I saw a rumor linking Arsenal, Villa, Newcastle. Apparently, he's got a whole host of offers, really. Feels like a while since we spoke about Basuma, innit? But as you mentioned it, good thing you mentioned that. Shout out to you. Basuma subject to 30 million bid. And then he's another one whose contract's going to be brazy, you know. You got Vlahovic 2023, my man 2023. So Brighton are going to have to sell Donny in the summer or take the risk of running down his deal, maybe selling him a year from now, you know, January 2022, you know. But again, it is where it is. And maybe Basuma wants to run down his deal. Maybe he wants to leave. But as you know, you run down your deal, more money, things like that. He's 25 as well. So he's probably got 2 big contracts left. But if he plays it right, he could get a decent payday. You know, really. Liverpool were linked with him previously. I think he'd be a great fit for us in Liverpool. But as you lot can see here, Basuma subject to £30 million bid with Villa, Newcastle and Arsenal keen. Obviously, I think he could sign for Arsenal. I think Liverpool will be a good look. I think United will be a good look. I think with what Villa are doing, apparently rumours of Suarez, Gerrard's there. You know, Villa are trying to do their thing. And I always give Leicester as an example. They're trying to do the Leicester thing. So it could be good there. And as a midfielder, come on, man. You can't say if Gerrard, like, You know, he's 20. You know, he's 25. I'm 26. You know, we're in primary school. Them time. Gerard, when you're scoring bangers, if Gerard tries to chat to man, I want to sign for whatever team he's with. Innit? It's Gerard, bro. It's a mazza, really. Some of you might want to sign for Mikel Arteta as a gaffer. I don't know. No, sorry, he didn't. It's all banner. He didn't deserve that, but he was a basic midfielder. Basuma is subject to significant Premier League interest with his club rebuffing a big offer in recent days. Although currently away at AFCON with Mali, Brighton have rejected a £30 million bid from an unnamed side for Basuma. The South Coast club are not planning to sell the player this month unless they receive a huge offer. Aston Villa, Newcastle and Arsenal are all keen on the player, reports Fabrice Hawkins. So yeah, that's that where Basuma's concerned. Make sure you're hitting that like button, people. Appreciate everyone who is. Also, do not forget, we're going live at 3:30 to play Football Manager. And we're back over here on YouTube at 6:45 for Arsenal, Liverpool. I can't lie, I'm getting a bit shook for that game now, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, Basuma would have been a shout, my bro. Man talking to DG like he's Vlahovic. His agent. Trust. All we're doing is going over the paper talk, you know, and people are like, how could you? You know he's not signing for us, and you clickbaited it, you bastard. I hate you. People love crying, bro. Like, allow me, man. Like you lot, I want us to be here. Allow me. I was born in Belgrade. Where's Belgrade? Ain't that Serbia? Yeah, them sides there. You don't know. I don't know about them sides. DG, do you have an opinion on, I can't say his name, but I know you're talking about, yeah, man, very tidy player. Wasn't he at the Euros and doing quite well? And he does his thing at Atalanta. You know, Mille, can't say his name, but yeah, man. Bro, man's doing, where's the toilet? You see, I told you, they might, yeah, once you touch them sides, the accent, man. I need to type it. Where's the tomatoes? Man will just be saying everything. Where's the potatoes? Oh, I like your accent. I like yours too. What's your name? Let's stop. Hey, do you know this? I love Brazil so much, my guy, because it is, I guess it's just me hanging on to my childhood. I remember Arsenal winning leagues, Brazil doing well, and just fighting. Like that was it. That was it. Just fighting with my friends. That was all it was, man. That was all you think he was. You know, if you asked me in 2004, you know, what would happen to Arsenal with the many years, I'd have been like, you're chatting shit. My team with Henry and that, we're never gonna rub out. Like, we're gonna be doing bits forever. But boy, I'm guessing I missed the main story. Anyone got a timestamp? I got the timestamps. And I always tell you, look, check the bloody video descriptions. Not now, but in general. So yeah, man. DG, you're feeling yourself today. I'll always feel myself. You don't feel yourself in life, other people are, man. DG trying to hit up old block. Nah. You might not come back. Hey, man. They would not know what to do with a guy like me. What happened to Raz? What are you lot saying? People are saying unmod Raz. What happened to him? Did he do me dirty? Sorry, Josie, your question. That's a cool question, man. Which academy players do you hope keeps his wits about him and gets to the first team the most? There's Bear. I wouldn't say there's just one. I really like Omari Hutchinson, like just who he is as a person, let alone as a footballer. The same could be said for Charlie Patton. I really hope they go all the way. Brooke Norton Coffey, the same. Kion Edwards, you know, Tyrese John Jules. Many a player, man. I like all of them. You know, all of them. I want everyone to have the best career, whether it's here or elsewhere, man. Seriously, because they're all good people. That's what I'd say. Hey, New York, let's do this, man. Old Vegas, somewhere, man. Like I said, just type in 4th Street on Google. There's nothing to see here. Everything sounds better than that. Partey Instagram story playing tonight. I mean, Partey's back in the country. What? No jet lag or nothing. To be honest, after Ghana's disappointment in the African Cup of Nations, maybe that's the best way for Partey to get out of his system by playing. But hey, right. Hey, Thomas, if you're playing, I respect this. Big Thomas, Uncle Partey, please. I don't know. He might be, you know. If you lot can't see, I don't know. It's doing you dirty. Green screen effed it. But yeah, just go on his Instagram, innit? Maybe. I mean, Partey, Lakonga, Odegaard, I'm here for it. I remember your original lives, DG. So I've been here a while. As you know, you keep things real, and that's what keeps me here, bro. Terry, appreciate that, man. You know what the fan base and the DG Nation says is, you know, how do I make it make sense? Like the fucking, like you lot, like I can speak for myself. I'm accountable for myself, but like the amount of people we congregate and the sort of thing we build here, you lot reflect it in it. You know, I'm not to talk about anyone else, but I like the fact that we can have a laugh and a joke here, but we talk about football and everybody loves the game first and foremost. If you lot were a bunch of twats and I was a twat, it'd be exhausting. A lot of it's like stuff like this. A lot of men had the most views on their channel speaking about exactly. You know, I can't tell anyone what to do, but it just feels like I'm not going to be honest. On the best of days, man, them are like gal, and a lot of these YouTubers are like hoes. They gossip about each other, they chat a lot of shit, and then they do the pally thing. It's like man, them in general, man. How? Let's be honest, man, them are chatty patties. Man, them are chatty patties. How do you think Xhaka got bagged for this yellow card? Clearly telling too much, man. DG, if the weather in Canada is an issue, if you come Kenya, to be fair, Kenya's a beautiful country, man. Would need a Kenyan to roll with, man. Just like if I'm in America, I need an American to roll with, man. Or if I'm in India, India needs to roll with, man. I don't be going everywhere by myself and all these things. It's how you get caught lacking. Man said Vegas living DG large up on the 44k though, 50k incoming. Shout you, man. I almost died there. Shout out Big Six Banks. Make sure you lot go and give them a follow. I watch you lot here and there. I always watch you lot late night and you lot always grilling each other. It's quite funny, really. You spot any gems from AFCON? Nah. I did like how Gabon played, but nah. No, to be fair, who's that youth, man? I wouldn't say gem, but that 21-year-old, man. I was hearing he ain't got a club and all them things. So they should bust him with something. Telemans is so bad off the ball, not even championship level, bro. He's got that Xhaka gene about some of his things, some of the things he does, man. He was horrible yesterday. I still take Telemans, but man can't act like he's perfect. You know, this is what I feel Arsenal fans do. We get linked with a player and we start moving like they're perfect. They got no faults, and then we're surprised. Just like Uncle Party, DG going to cop the new Arsenal kit. You know what? They're gonna rope me in, man. They're gonna rope me in, and there's got to be a psychological problem. Cause I think it's disgusting. But I want to buy it. What's wrong with me, people? Don't be like me, man. What chokehold has Arsenal got over, man? I'm gonna lie, I should have laughed at that one, Van Dam, but that one's funny, man. Let's leave them Buki Utes alone, man. To be fair, I swear Basuma bust that, the mad thing. I swear he bust it. If he's still, if Basuma still got the mad thing going over him, then yeah, man, you lot know already, innit? What's already understood doesn't need to be explained. Them and they can't come to the club, man. You know, jungle justice for them, man, if convicted and all them things. Would love our / Bruno Gomares, but there's been zero links. Trust. John McGinn would be lit, but they're gonna cost an arm and he's gonna cost an arm and a leg. Is it still worth looking at Ronaldo? I swear he's injured now. So maybe, but I don't know, man. Listen, DG, New York City is the only place you need to visit. I need to go everywhere, man. Not why you need COVID. What's the things? What are things called again? Have they relaxed them? Not why you need these COVID injections and all these things to travel. You know, if you get injections, do your thing, but that's it. Breaking: FIFA confirmed restrictions on loan market by 2024. Clubs will only be able to have a maximum of 6 players on loan, and 6 players out at one time. So that means Chelsea are pissed, and I think that's a shitty law, if I'm honest with you, because that's shit. I'm sorry, but that people are gonna get around that. It's gonna be loans with obligations to buy. I think that's a poor rule, because every academy has more than 6 players, arguably, that needs to go out on loan. You could say, in general, let's just say Eddie was under contract. He needs to go on loan to play regular football. Balogun, Tyrese, Reece Nelson, you know, just you could throw Charlie Patino into that. You could probably do better at that. Like, it's quite a dangerous precedent to set, if I'm honest. Telemans a must for you? Telemans is a must for me, yes. I wouldn't say must, but bring him in it. Like, out of 10, 8.5, get that done. But I'm not gonna die if he's not brought in. But yeah, as much as you could say must, get that done, broski. Maybe it's too harsh to judge him on one game, but Telemans, after that mistake against Tottenham and his overall laziness throughout the game, I'm not kind of sure about the transfer. Maybe he's disillusioned, you know, and the way he lost the ball. But I've said this about Telemans. He's up there for giving away penalties this season. He is quite shambolic off the ball, but he's 24 years of age. You know, I'm still taking him. I wouldn't advocate judging him off that game, but yeah. DG, you're going to do a watch along for the Liverpool game, my bro? Of course I am. 6:45 on this very platform. You know, I know the last couple of days we've been doing watch alongs on Twitch. Make sure you're following on that as well. Because at some point, while I love these live streams with you, I will house my content on YouTube, but the watch alongs and the live content will be over there on Twitch. Watch this space, people. That Brazilian team made so many people fall in love with football. Ronaldinho, Kaká, Henry fully made me fall in love with football. Kaká's not giving his flowers in general, man. DG, don't you think if we lose tonight, we'll speed up the transfers? We should be speeding up that backside thing regardless, hopefully. We talk about Vlahovic so much, I'll be very upset if he never comes to Arsenal. To be fair with you, we spoke about him. We've spoken about Awa. We've spoken about Bruno Guimaraes, Szoboszlai, Buendia, James Maddison. Is Vlahovic any different, my guy? Is it any different? Probably on the bench, but that's good, man. Stream with Rants will be lit. Will it happen soon? I'm not on Rants' show today. You know, I've got a preview to do with someone quickly and a couple of other things. Then I'm back. I don't know. How long is the flight from Ghana? Is it 8 hours, like 8-9 hours like JA, or is it slightly less? Something's telling me it's about 6-7 hours, but still jet lag. Probably a motherfucker. Quarantine laws have changed, so Partey can do his thing. Will Partey play tonight? I don't know. Likely. If he's put up the Liverpool thing, then you'd imagine he's on the bench. It's not like he's lacking in fitness, so it'd be lovely to see him start, but I don't know if Mikel Arteta is going to do that. Arteta said he wants him back immediately. Yeah, in fact, we need to get into the press conference. We'll do that in a sec. 4th Street patterning up, have to touch there later and get my Turkish bread. Shout out 4th Street, man. It's a shithole, but I love it. What do you think about Mika Bereth? I love him, you know, as a footballer. I think he's good. I don't know if he's going to make it at Arsenal, but one thing I like about him, he moves like a grown man. He's a bastard in a nice way. Like, you always see him pulling shirts of the defender. He's not Diego Costa, but he's got that about him, innit? And it's nice to see. And he's obviously got techers. DG, I've been telling you should make roads to the US. This market is way bigger than the UK. You're definitely flourishing the States with the thing. I will, man, because, again, this is a small place in England. And a lot of content creators, actors and things like that, what I've seen, they'll go, nobody really rates them here, or musicians. They come back and people are like, oh, my God, I didn't know you was English. It's like, well, you never knew the guy from Snowfall, Little Sims, half of them old school actors. You know, it's crazy, man. But then again, I've seen the Americans say the British dons are stealing their jobs. So I don't know what to say there. Positive vibes all the time, man. Can we get to 400 likes? Big up DG. You and Curtis Shaw needs to collab again. Bro, I love Curtis Shaw and we will get that done. But the Mandemar, it's not that we're lazy. You know how Mandemar in it. Like, well, Curtis, bro, just you lot get on to Curtis. It can happen, but I'm telling you, I'm ready. Get on to Curtis. You lot harass Curtis. You know, make sure one of the cane rolls pops the veins. That's how much you lot are stressing him out. Go and stress out the light-skinned Cameron Jerome. Big up Curtis. DG Nation is like a band of brothers and sisters. Get out of line. One of us will fix you up at correct. Come on. Man, them love gossiping, man. All right, big up the Indians. To be fair, I'd love to see the Taj Mahal, you know. I've always wanted to go there since a young youth. I swear there's roti in India as well, so I'll be right at home. So let's get that one done, man. The coin said no Arsenal merch today. You're right. To be fair, every player has pros and cons. Exactly. No player is amazing, but it's about recognizing them. But with Arsenal, we move like people are faultless. I was avoiding saying this, but let's be real, man. Move like Partey was something he's not. He's a quality player, but you know, people were saying he can do everything. Come and behold, there's some things out of his control, but you get it. Telemans is going to have that as well. As long as the pros outweigh the cons, which I'm not going to lie, certain Swiss international in the middle of Arsenal's midfield, I don't believe that's the case, then it's all calm. And crucially, at 24, Arteta just needs to know how he's improving them, you know, because I don't know if Vlahovic is ever landing, but if he's landing, he's 21 years of age. Are you telling me he's the finished article? I need to know how you're going to the next level. I even look at Kylian Mbappe. If I'm honest, I think you've picked up a lot of bad habits, and I think the next club you're going to, you're going to need to unlearn a lot. You look at Grealish, everything Grealish thought he knew about football in his 25, 26 years of age. Pep Guardiola is re-educating my man. Rate DG, rate the kit. I don't rate it, but they got me in a chokehold, man. You know, need a midfielder, need a striker, bring out some kits. Unpopular opinion, but I think Neves is better than Telemans. Oh, I don't know, but equally, he'd be great here as well. You're going to need a Vax card. I have one and they denied it, saying it was fake because it was crumpled from my wallet. Boy, that's a place I can't touch. We'll get you set up in Canada, a nice pair of skis and some gloves. Nah. My friends went skiing. I said, nope, I'm not coming. If I go skiing, I'm not doing skiing. I'm chilling off in the jacuzzi. I'm not with the ski going down slumps, and I got adrenaline hype as well. I love adrenaline, but nope, I'm not doing skiing. Boy, have to allow me. It does not affect under 21 players. Fair play then. All right, cool. So then what's the point in bringing the rule in? No, Telemans is a quality player, man. Players under the age of 21 and considered homegrown will be exempt. Fair play then. So Chelsea's loan army lives on. So what's the point then? Again, that must be stressing out the Italian clubs then, because I know they always do these Buki loans and all these things. Appreciate you lot for keeping me updated. 8 hours like JA. So yeah, Partey's come off 8-hour flight. Big him up. Telemans is the Belgium Xhaka. Allow it, man. Man are screaming Bruno Guimaraes and Neves and them, man. Yuri is better than all of these, man, we're linked to. Ooh, I don't know about Bruno Guimaraes. Ooh, he's they're all calm, man. They're all calm, man. They're all calm. The Barla's contract's running out. Pogba's contract's running out. Eddie Nketiah's contract's running out. Lacazette's contract's running out. Telemans is better than Xhaka 100%. I'm definitely taking Telemans, but that looks too much of a summer thing. Is there a new Arsenal kit out, DG? If we can't get that striker, why can't we go for that player from Inter Milan, Lautaro Martinez? I like him, man. Joey, you're not alone. I love him too. And I don't know why we're not going for him. Maybe it's because they just sold Lukaku. You know, based on the, Edin Dzeko is bagging goals consistently, but the last 90 minutes I saw from him against Atalanta, he's stinking up the place. You probably wouldn't let Lautaro Martinez go. We put the money on the table. Why not? Wasn't he the flavor of the month in the summer? That was meant to be the guy. So you'd imagine there's that. But maybe they just looked at him and they've like Telemans that we just said it's a summer thing. Maybe they just conceded with Vlahovic, allegedly based on reports. It's now or never. Let's just let's just give it everything we've got, and then it is what it is, because we're not going to have another chance. But you're right. And there's a training shirt out. They're probably going to wear it today. Some TFL thing, Piccadilly line settings. Big up Rochelle. Really hoping we win the League Cup would be good for the young guns to get another taste of winning. Winning breeds winners' trust. Yeah, man. You know us Arsenal people, G1, man. Merch. As I said, midfield, strikers, betting allegations, Aubameyang stuff, new merchandise. What's your thoughts on Spence rumours? Honestly, it'd be crazy for Arsenal. Bring him to the carpet, but yeah, man. Ghana has a 6-hour flight time and they have a 1-hour time difference, so unlikely to get jet lag. I see Partey playing. Fair play. Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson securing American role. See, I didn't even know them man there. I didn't even know them man there. We're English. Yuri all day. We need him or Guimaraes. Would you take Thomas Muller? Why not? But he ain't coming here, is he? Trying to eliminate individual errors from Arsenal is difficult, especially since we lost multiple games because of them. I'm just trying to be preventative, to be honest. I mean, it comes down to the thinking. Big up, DG. Haven't been on here for a while. On my lunch break, appreciate you. I saw the headlines and had to holler. Can you elaborate on us for us late coming guys? I don't really want to go over the same thing, but what I will do is hit you up with a timestamp. If you head to 36:10, no, I'm lying to you. If you head to minute 28 to 36:10, everything you need is there, my guy. And I've put it in there. There you have it. Telemans and a more defensively minded option for the bench would be ideal for me. Trust. I wonder how much Ndidi costs now. I can't lie, unpopular opinion. I think Ndidi's good, but I'm not convinced on the hype thing. I'm not convinced when people are like, oh, you have to buy him, you have to get Donny. I'm not really convinced on it. Get the likes up, people, if you haven't already. Appreciate that. Martinez would not move mid-season, even if we wanted them. The chance was in the summer. It's bare people. But that's half the players, really. 4 p.m. time, Algeria versus Ivory Coast. We're going to be playing FM, man. What about Neugaard from Brentford? He's all right, but man. The only Brentford player I'm taking is Mbeumo or Tony, to be fair to you. We hit 400 likes. No, we didn't. All right, if we've got 400 likes, if you hit the like button, large up yourself. Sorry to clap and make bare noise, but I appreciate that. God bless you. You're all going to win the lottery. You ain't hit the like button, you're gone. Isn't 21 Savage English? Yeah, they were doing him dead technically, but I swear it's like he was in England as a youth and went over there. So does it really count? I mean, even Philly like to be like McMill and just ride the dirt bikes and that. In fact, to be fair, I haven't been on a quad bike since I fell off it. But I said, you can't. I would show you the scar, but you can't see anymore. Oi, how many times I fell off? I've done some mad stuff on a quad bike, man. I've done some people dirty as well. Again, do you know what? Yeah, I want to say sorry. A few years ago, I was on holiday. I can't lie. You shouldn't drink and drive. I was burst, people. When I say I was late, I'm driving the quad now. I don't know what's happened. I've tried to turn. When I say I've turned into the side of this car, I rit off the side of the car, like the doors all dented in. I've looked at it and I'm like, right, like I'm kind of sobered up about that. Skirting out of here, man. Like, so, you know, if you're, I'm not gonna say anything, but if you know, if you somehow stumble across my YouTube account and think I look familiar, car, I had to skirt out. Don't know, man. My bad, didn't it? When I blow, I'll look after that. Nah, I lied. I ain't gonna look after that, but my bad, didn't it? My bad. The dirt life looks crazy, man. It looks crazy. But yeah, I ain't been on a bike since then. And once I dropped off it as well, else crashed it enough times, crashed a ped. Oh, I was crashing the peds with it. Falling off the peds was the worst, man. You know, you'll clap it from a people, you'll get it from you'll be playing on the block with a moped in it, and it'll be working all fun and games. You think you're the guy, and then gone. No, listen, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. Sorry, I've fallen off. I've probably fallen off more times than I've successfully ridden them. But Ped used to be fun, man. You know, it's not like there's many things to do out there, really. I used to love a Ped bike. I love bikes, but off-road things. You might have to check VAR on the accident. I like quads. I got adrenaline. I got a serious problem for adrenaline, people. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I love adrenaline. Anything but skiing, and I think the only thing skiing, bungee jumping, swimming with sharks, any of that bullshit, I'm not doing none of that. Really. Neymar, the last one of that generation of Brazilian players. Brazilian football has become Europeanized. It's just gone done. It's just gone dead. Man said, DJ, have you ever tried skateboarding? No. I watched that TV show called Scars. I see someone do it try to do that kickflip stuff on a pole. They hit their crown jewels and split them open. I'm not with it. Sorry. But yeah, should we see what Mikel Arteta said in his press conference, people? Keep your opinions and whatnot coming. Let's see what Mikel Arteta has said, because I promised to go over this. And we should. Arteta on Liverpool, Partey, Aubameyang and COVID. As you know, it's a big night on Thursday, which is tonight. Shameless, but don't know. Make sure you set your reminders for that one. Come on, you know the thing. Let's see what he's had to say. Keep your opinions and talking points coming. On how big a moment this match is in our season, we have the opportunity to get into a final, which is close to a title, against a big opponent in our stadium with our people. So we're very excited to play the game. On the importance of the fans in this match, they are able to change the energy, the momentum of the game, give a massive lift to the players and give them confidence so that they can drive the team the way they have been doing recently. And that would be incredibly helpful to give us the best possible chance to get to the final. On how good the atmosphere has been at the Emirates this season. And, you know, big up the fans, big up Arteta, because from the very first instant he walked in this club, he spoke about these things, innit? And you are seeing it now. Obviously, the way to play in that stadium when you have your people next to you and the way they have been, how encouraging, supportive, loud, really creates a bond with the team and makes a huge difference. It's one of the best atmospheres I've seen for many, many years at the Emirates. And I've been in a few of those, so I can just thank the fans for their support they are giving to the team. On whether he can give an overview on the latest team news, I can't and I don't want to, because I don't want to give anything away. I'm sorry, there are issues. Those issues have to be resolved. This is why we couldn't play the last game. But as you understand, we want to keep that internal. So it seems like the game is going on. You know, Partey might have snitched on himself by doing the Liverpool thing. So you'd imagine he's involved. On whether there are doubts about whether the game will be played, again, the game's going to be played. I'm not going to go over that. On Smith Rowe, Tomiyasu and Odegaard, they are free cases that are for different reasons, haven't been able to play for us in recent weeks. We are trying to change and raise the level of the players in the best way to compete tomorrow. On the North London derby being postponed, I'm seeing Conte cry, I'm seeing Spurs cry. Put that effort into winning games, man. I know you lot are undefeated. You look at the bummiest undefeated run in the Premier League. And as an Arsenal fan, I know about unbeaten runs papering over cracks. Trust me, you're gonna feel it. You know, you might finish ahead of Arsenal or whatever, but it's going to crack. And reality is that midfield is tired. You're just lucky Leicester is shit. Pardon my French. Leicester, if you want to employ the guy, come on. Scouting team, talent ID level 2 is there. But we didn't have the players necessary to put a squad available to compete in the Premier League match. That is 100% guaranteed. This is a no-win situation. When we played the first 3 games of the season, when others were postponing matches and we played, we tried Tom play. We tried to play, I think he means, but we were killed. People said, don't be naive. If you have that many players out, don't play with your kids. Now we postponed the match for the right reasons, believe me. And as well, you get those reactions, but I think they're normal. Fuck them, man. Pardon my language. Anyone's got a problem, stick it where the sun don't shine. On whether he can understand the criticism, I don't know if I understand. I'm telling you what we've done. And when a team has to come to us and said we cannot play, and these are the reasons we cannot play, and the game has been postponed, we have never, ever publicly questioned any of that. We will not. Exactly. So Conte, suck yourself. And that's why we have the Premier League, the FA, and the regulators to consider and to find out and to do the due diligence necessary, which is a lot to postpone a match to maintain the fairness of the competition. I can't lie. Whoever is proofreading these things, the guys there at M there, they're not even trying. On Aubameyang, he's in London and he's now going through some examinations because we haven't had any clarity from the Gabon national team about the reasons why he came back. So obviously, it's our obligation to make sure that medically the player is safe. So again, I know a lot's been said about his heart. It could still be discipline because if Gabon haven't told you why they're releasing the player, then it's not making sense to me as a football fan. He's in good condition and not any issues related to that. And to try to avoid any suggestions that the case, because so far, historically, everything we have done with the player, he's never had an issue. Hopefully that is the case. On if he can return to AFCON, that's the situation we have. He contracted COVID and then the national team decided to bring him back here. And this is where we are. Let's go step by step and do the right examinations and make sure the player's health is the best possible condition. And we'll see what happens. On if Partey could return against Burnley, well, Ghana played last night. It was a huge disappointment for Thomas, obviously, because he's representing his country. And in this period, he had big aims towards the competition. He's out now, so he'll be fully focused and involved with Arsenal as soon as possible. We've got no new COVID cases. On the reaction of the North London derby being postponed, we have been very consistent. We played against Forest when we had 10 players out. We tried to play. We tried to play the next game and the next game. We went to Liverpool and we played. And we had many players out for that. We got to a point where we could not make a squad available with the numbers required in this league to play a game. That's why we did not play. It's as simple as that. On the possibility of playing academy players, I mean, before I read what he said, who's played the most academy players this season? Us and Leeds. Who's got the youngest average age of the squad? We're defo up there. So what the hell are people talking about? You know, don't people find it stupid? You loaned out players, play your kids. I understand. We wanted to play Liverpool's youth. Spurs wanted to play our youth, you know, so they can have games like they did yesterday. I just go back to the facts. And we have done that. We have played with the academy players and with 18 and 19-year-olds. We already have the youngest squad in this league. So I think we've been through that and we have to be consistent. I think we've been really consistent. And tomorrow we'll have everybody available as much as I expect. We'll have everybody available as I expect. Sorry, not everybody. The players available that I expect to play the match, we will play the match because we want to play football. On if it is important for the integrity of the competition to be played with fully fit squads, yes and no. You know, unless it's COVID outbreaks, games should not be postponed. I don't think you're going to get your way all the time. I think you just have to expect people to follow the rules, that we are honest and we try to maintain the integrity of the competition and the highest standards. This is why we are obligated to do, well, this is what we're obligated to do with the rules that we have in this league. And we have to always make decisions in line with that. On if Liverpool are favourites tomorrow night, we're going to put out the strongest team that we can with only one intention. After the final whistle, we're at Wembley and playing in the final. On if the rules around postponement need to be more transparent, I think we could all agree, yes. But I think you have to do that from the beginning. To ask halfway to someone to change when I want to be transparent, when I don't want to be transparent and not transparent is tricky and a little bit manipulative. You know, who knew Arsenal postponing one game, you know, could do all of this? But to be fair, Partey hasn't missed any Premier League games, so I understand why people might be mad. So I think everybody has to try and do the right thing, and we have to change things. Let's change them, but let's all act the same way. On whether it's possible for academy teams to play when first team games are postponed, there are a lot of things that we cannot control. Those fixture lists are already set, and we have the same problem. We have players that have issues with vaccinations. We have players that are coming back from loans for different reasons, but they're in our list. But we just brought them in because they're injured and to try to help them because it's our responsibility. So the whole thing is tricky to manage. On if we're favourites after the first leg, I'd love to feel that way. It's a game to play. It's just half time. There's another very competitive match to be played, and we will play to be in that final. And if we have a deep enough squad to go all the way to penalties, well, we have no choice. We will have the players that we will have, whether we play 90, 120 minutes or penalties, only with the players that have the belief that we can win the game and play the importance of that match. That's it. On what it will mean to reach Wembley, it's common sense. Absolutely. And this is why we're here, to bring success, to bring trophies and joy to our people and keep doing what historically this club has always done. That is our aim. How long we got here? So, yeah, that's that. On whether the reaction to the postponement shows that people are worrying about Arsenal again, I don't know. I think more than hate, there is a lot of respect for Arsenal. And that's something that comes from the history of this club, how it has always acted, how it has always behaved, how it has always conducted itself in many different moments, in high moments and in low moments. And we need to keep doing that. We know we did the right thing. We worked together with the Premier League and the FA to make that decision and to explain the reasons why. I think, if anything, we've been very, very honest, at least. On the history of the club being disliked by others, absolutely. We will defend our club with teeth and nails. Come on, my guy. Us against the world. Fuck everybody. We are not going to get anybody damaging our name or trying to lie about things that haven't occurred. We will make mistakes and we will put our hands up, but we will defend our club in the right way. And he's spoken on Kolasinac and Marie leaving. He said, well, for different reasons. With Kolasinac as well, the game time that he's had has made it really difficult for him. His contract was ending at the end of the summer. So we believe that it was the right option to not execute that possibility. He wanted to go. He has a good option, and it was a good option for the club as well. With Marie, it was much trickier. With the injuries and the history he's had with the club since he's joined, he's a phenomenal professional, and he hasn't had minutes this season because he's shit. It's going to be difficult for him to get minutes, and a good opportunity came, and we have to be open with that. We shouldn't have brought him to the carpet in the first place. On Miguel Aziz and Tyrese John-Jules returning, well, Miguel Aziz had COVID, so he's not being involved at all. Tyrese John-Jules, we brought him back for different reasons. Blackpool not playing him, and he'll probably go on loan again, in my opinion. The loan spells and the things that we wanted to achieve with him weren't happening, so we decided to call him back, sit down, think, and now talk and discuss what the best plan is. Going forward within the context we are in now, they can help with some numbers, which is good, and whether they might go on loan again, it's possible. We're going to explore now. We have some normality after the Burnley game where we have a break and transfers start to shut, what the best options are for these individuals. So after the Burnley game, are we going to see more progress around incomings and outgoings? I don't know, people. I'd say watch that space. Watch that space. So that's Mikel Arteta's press conference, people. What else are you lot saying? Had to do up surgery because of a motor, but I ain't never been that mad. But yeah, man. I'm done looking at Arsenal's transfers until Fabrizio Romano says it's done, including Partey. What kind of lineup you putting out tonight? Again, Tierney, Tomiyasu, Ramsdale, Gabriel, Ben White. I can't lie, if Partey's fit, Partey, Lokonga, Odegaard. If not, Odegaard, Lokonga, and Smith Rowe in the middle. Martinelli, Saka on the flanks, and the big man Laka up top. Nah, man, I'm not on the skiing thing, man. I'm not not with it, man. I'm not with it, man. Going down in big things and one ski's going that way and that. I'm not on it, man. I'll watch people do it. You lot do that, man. Skydiving's a myth, man. Nope. In fact, no, skydiving. I'm more likely to do skydiving than bungee jumping, but fuck both of them. Play drums. Am I in church? Myth. The Emirates needs to be amazing today, man. It needs to be amazing today. What's the score for tonight? My heart is saying 1-0 Arsenal. My brain is telling me, unfortunately, 2-1 Liverpool. 50 from 500. Spurs will not finish over us this season. I think you meant to say Spurs will lose their next game and they'll lose 7 more for the rest of the season. I hope so. I don't know that. Hey, yo, this guy is spamming. Relax, man. As soon as the ref gives a booking, everyone's going to be looking at bets placed on the yellow. Why not, man? Vlahovic is not in Fiorentina training. Boy, there must be a legit reason. Big up, DG. Just here to appreciate your relentless hard work. Telemans was terrible. He was terrible yesterday. 100%. Extremely terrible. Shout out, AM. Check out who the chairman of the EFL plus the chair of the FA supports Liverpool, their favourites. I mean, that's it, you know. You look at who you see half of it again. They're in cahoots. They're all in cahoots with each other, and it's nothing's a coincidence. Nothing. The lack of charging for Liverpool, the way they handled these false positives, nothing's a chance. Again, it's been officially confirmed. Pablo Mari has joined Udinese. He's finally got an article on Arsenal. The 28-year-old who initially joined from Brazilian side Flamengo in January 2020, made the move permanent 6 months later, has made 22 appearances for us in all comps. A waste of money. It's not just a big money signings. It's just a waste of money. Bringing in duds. Oh, come on, man. Start asking silly questions. 17 years of age and he's a baller, man. Tellerman's played yesterday like he don't want to be there. He does look like his head's gone, in my opinion, but it's no excuse. He was a rub. I have a sneaky feeling that it might go to penalties. No, I hope not. It's a harsh way of deciding things. Very harsh way of deciding things. Why not, man? But this guy needs to stop spamming. Indeed, he's having a really good AFCON. Yeah, he is, man. What do you think the score will be tonight, bro? I'm saying 3-2 Arsenal. Can't see us getting 3. I'm having a lucky guess. I hope you're right. But once again, with the heart 1-0 Arsenal, 2-1 to them, man. Yeah, I don't know what Rico. He tried it, man. Tried it. In your opinion, would you rather Ballard or Marie? Neither, man. Rather give the academy guy a chance, because what was the point of bringing Marie? You know, you brought in a 28-year-old dud. What was the point? Because he's left-footed, left foot tax. You know, same tax that's afforded to Tyrone Mings, in my opinion. Brazy one, man. Absolute brazy. Again, people, make sure, pardon me, you've set your reminders for Arsenal, Liverpool. And again, at 3:30, I'm going to be playing Football Manager on Twitch. People, make sure you're following that one. So, yeah, man. Obviously, I've got some previews to do now. I've got some other things to do with people as well. So, yeah, for that, I'm going to get out of here, people. It's been a fantastic live stream. You know, both of the live streams, because we was here at, 8:45 or something. That was good. This one's been good. You know, 459 likes. Hopefully that can get to 500. Yeah, man. It's been fantastic. The engagement, the talking points, everything you lot have brought to the table, man. You lot, it's a pleasure to be here. So you lot stay safe, stay blessed. Hopefully I'll catch you lot later. You know, it's been fantastic. You know, I'll be back tomorrow, same time as usual. On that note, safe.
There's always just that active red light defending.
I think it's like